was that? Uh, a cookie? Sure enough, it's a giant cookie wrapped in plastic. Sari glances around. Is this a miracle? It's because I paid my restitution? Retribution. Actually, that one's almost worked. I was just gonna give it to you. But then I heard you blab about the cupcakes, and it was totally worth seeing your reaction, though. Nasuki! That's not nice of you. I'm so happy. Sari hugs the cookie. Jeez, just eat it. Sari rapidly tears open the wrapper and takes a bite. So good. Mmm. Sari suddenly clasps her hand over her mouth. I bit my tongue. You're going through a lot over just one cookie. Nasuki takes a bite of her own cookie. Ah, yours looks really good too, Nasuki. Can I try it? Jeez. Beggars can't be choosers. But yours is chocolate. Yeah? Why do you think I gave you that one? Fine. Still, I'm really happy that you shared this one with me. Sari gets out of her seat and goes behind Nasuki, then wraps her arms around her. Ah, jeez. I get it. Cookie still in hand, Nasuki reaches up to nudge Sari off of her. Sari suddenly leans down and takes a bite out of Nasuki's cookie. Hey! Did you seriously just do that? Uh-huh. Mouthful, Sari trots away safely. Yuri and I laugh as well. Geez, you're such a kid sometimes. Monica, can you tell Sayori? Nasuki glances around. Monica isn't in the club room. Ugh. Where's Monica anyway? Good question. Yeah, like, I'm not believing this is a horror game right this instant. I'm feeling pretty good with girls fighting over me, cookies happening, like, yeah. I'm just having a grand old time. Have you heard anything about her being late today? Not me. Yeah, I haven't either. That's a bit unusual. I hope she's okay. Of course she's okay. She's probably just had something to do today. She's pretty popular after all. You don't think she has a... I wouldn't be surprised. She's probably more desirable than all of us combined. That's true. Excuse me? Suddenly, the door swings open. Sorry. I'm super sorry. Ah, there you are. I didn't mean to be late. I hope you guys weren't worried or anything. Monica chose the club over her boyfriend after all. You're so strong-willed. But boyfriend? What on earth are you talking about? Monica quizzically glances at me. Ah, never mind that. What held you up anyway? Well, my last period was today at study hall. Oh, they get into periods in this game? To be honest, I kind of just lost track of time. That makes no sense, though. You would have heard a bell ring at least. I must not have heard it since I was practicing piano. Piano? I wasn't aware you played music as well, Monica. I don't really. I kind of just started recently. I've always wanted to learn piano. That's so cool. You should play something for us, Monica. Monica looks at me. Maybe once I get a little bit better, I will. Yay! That sounds cool. I also look forward to it. Is that so? In that case, I won't let you down, hey Lucy. Monica smiled sweetly. Ah, I didn't mean any pressure or anything like that. Don't worry. I've been practicing a whole lot recently, and I'd really love the chance to share once I'm ready. I see. In that case, best of luck. Thanks! So, I didn't miss anything, did I? No, not really. I chose to leave out Suri's mischievous escapade. I'm sure Nasuki will end up complaining to her anyway. It looks like everyone has already settled down. Suri somehow already finished her entire cookie. Yuri is back to her book and Nasuki disappeared into the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more. Yeah. But at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Ah. Crap. I think she knows me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry? I was just spacing out. I muttered this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book that you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? Ah. Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday, that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. Ah, I see. There's something very obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear it. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's it about anyway? Well, Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an anonymous looking eyed symbol on the front cover. Alright. I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about the girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does so, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by people who escaped from human experiment prison. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships and her life starts to fall apart. That's kind of dark, isn't it? Sounds like a good book. I'd read that. No, not very relatable, but it does sound like a book I'd read. Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so dark that turn came from nowhere. Uh-huh. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Himusi? No, it's not that. I mean, I definitely enjoy those kind of stories, so I don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot Yuri is into those things. She's so shy, reclusive on the outside, where her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that those kind of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil. But because they have their own goals and their own philosophy that they believe in, then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. So I have a feeling there's gonna be a lot of apologizing in this game, right? Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. Yeah, the book kind of sounded important. I mean, especially when it brought it up that she's reading it too. So, like, I'm not remembering the name of it off the top of my head, even though I just read it. But it did seem pretty important. I'm so sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think I might as well get started reading it, right? You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago, you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. This is perfect. Ah, yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. There should be an I'm sorry counter in the corner. Can we do that? It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in the company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not particularly a bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. I was just... Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do. Here. This should work, right? I slide my desk up until it's against Yuri's and hold my book more between the two of them. Ah. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. Ooh. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so I instead use my right hand to hold the book open. Ah, I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. Ah. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way I turn the page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. Perfect. Yeah, you should. Oh, Crash? Like Crash Bandicoot? Alright, yeah, I mean, I've gone through a lot. I'll save. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? Uh, I turn to the page. Ah, sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again, and her eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. How nice. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah. Thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own vocation. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. Yeah, like I'm getting pretty close with Yuri. That's who I wanted. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she also second guesses all of the things she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into her head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I see. Yuri remains silent for a moment. But hey, Moosey, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. It's so embarrassing that you think that. Wait, I didn't mean that in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really didn't know you were self-conscious about that toward the thing. I guess I more meant that it's kind of cute. What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone. Damn it. I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Yuri exhales, spreads from finishing her thought. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's not that. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright. I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I read it with you? I guess I don't have much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little bit more tonight. No? You were supposed to read it with Yuri. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? Alright. That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright. I stand up and make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. Yuri. Let's see what you've written for today. Yuri stares at the poem with a surprised expression on her face. Do you like it? Hey, Moosey. How did you pick up on this so quickly? Just yesterday I was telling you the kind of techniques are worth practicing. Maybe that's why. You did a good job explaining. I really wanted to try giving it more imagery. Yuri visibly swallows. So I need more imagery in my poems. Even her hands appear sweaty. I'm not used to this. Used to what? I don't know. It It's fine. Take your time. Yuri breathes and collects her thoughts. I know that Yuri likes to think before she speaks, so I offer that patience to her. Yeah, just being appreciated like this, I guess. It probably sounds really stupid, but seeing someone motivated by my writing, it just makes me really happy. Are you saying you've never shared your writing before? Yuri nods. Hey, welcome. Really? I don't believe it. I really only write for myself. And besides, people would just laugh at me. Do you really think that? Again, Yuri nods. Huh? Even your close friends? Yuri doesn't respond to that. I wonder why. Anyway, do you want to share the poem you wrote today? Yeah, I do. If it's with you. Ooh, these got pretty lengthy. The raccoon. It happened the night while I was slicing bread for a guilty snack. My attention was caught by the scuttering of a raccoon outside my window. That was, I believe, the first time I noticed my strange tendencies as an unordinary human. I gave the raccoon a piece of bread, my subconscious well aware of consequences. Well, aware that a raccoon is fed will always come back for more. The exciting beauty of my cutting knife was the symptom. The bread, my hungry curiosity, the raccoon, an urge. The moon increments its phases and reflects that much more light of my cutting knife. The very same light that glistens in the eyes of the raccoon friend. A slice of bread, fresh off and soft. The raccoon becomes excited, or perhaps I'm merely projecting my emotions onto the newly satisfied animal. The raccoon has taken to following me. You could say that we've gotten quite used to each other. The raccoon becomes hungry more and more frequently, so my bread is always handy. Every time I brandish my cutting knife, the raccoon shows me its excitement. A rush of blood, classic plebeian conditioning. I slice the bread and I feed myself again. I was a little more daring with this one than yesterday's. I can see that. It's a lot more metaphorical. I don't know if it's my fault, but I can't begin to imagine what this poem is about. That's right. It's a bit closer to my preferred writing style. I'm using the poem as a canvas to express vivid imagery and conveying emotions through them. Yeah, if I take it at face value, then I can't figure out what it's supposed to mean. Well, I think it's something that different people can relate to in their own way. I wanted to express the way it feels for me to indulge in my more unusual hobbies. It's those sort of things I'm usually forced to keep to myself, so I sometimes enjoy writing about them. Why do you keep them to yourself? Because they're embarrassing, and people would make fun of me. Don't you have anything like that, hey Moosey? Well, yeah, I guess I do. I feel like everyone has a little something like that. The best we can do is respect each other and our individualities, even if it is difficult sometimes and some things make us uncomfortable. After all, if I hadn't learned to embrace my own weirdness, I'd probably hate myself. I might be ranting a little bit now, but I'm glad that you're a good listener. Alright, so Masuki's next. Because I'm not trying for Sori or Monica, so I'm either going to end up with the cute girl or the intelligent girl. Well, it's not really any worse than your last one, but I can't really say it's any better either. Huh? What? Ah, well, anything that isn't a train wreck, I'll take as a win. And I get the feeling you're probably the most critical. Hey, what makes you... Wait, maybe that was a compliment. Ah, glad to see someone recognizes my experience. Well then, keep practicing and maybe you'll be as good as me someday. That's, something tells me Nasuki completely missed the point. Come to think of it, this kind of reminds me of Sori's poem from yesterday. You think so? Yeah, well, I guess if you've been friends with her for so long, you might be on the same wavelength. But you never really struck me as her type. Sori has a type all of the sudden? Well, I don't know, but honestly, how can someone so fluffy spend so much time with someone like you? It's like she's dragging around dead weight. Ooh, that was a little unnecessary. But think of it this way, if I weren't for me, she'd probably just be flying away, letting go of the balloon. You could say we each take care of each other in our own ways. Oh yeah? Whatever it is, don't get it. Oh yeah? I'm supposed to show you my poem? Here. Amy likes spiders. You know what I heard about Amy? Amy likes spiders. Icky, wiggly, hairy, ugly spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a cute singing voice. I heard her singing my favorite song. Every time she sang the chorus, my heart would pound to the rhythm of the words. But she likes spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. One time I hurt my leg really bad. Amy helped me up and took me to the nurse. I tried not to let her touch me. She likes spiders, so her hands are probably gross. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a lot of friends. I always see her talking to people. She probably talks about spiders. What if her friends start to like spiders too? That's why I'm not friends with her. It doesn't matter if she has other hobbies. It doesn't matter if she keeps it private. It doesn't matter if it doesn't hurt anyone. It's gross. She's gross. The world is better off without spider lovers. And I'm gonna tell everyone. Not bad, right? It's a bit longer than yesterday's. Yesterday's was way too short. I was just warming up. I hope you didn't think that was the best I could do. No, of course not. Anyways, the message is pretty straightforward in this poem. I doubt I'll have to explain it. Sometimes you can explain complicated issues with a much simpler analogies, and it helps people realize how stupid they're being. I don't like spiders. I think the only spiders I keep in my house are like the daddy long legs, and they're usually in my bathroom. That's like the only place I find spiders in my house. Otherwise I get those like, what are they called? Like they're not like millipedes or centipedes, but they're those really fucking gross bugs with a million bajillion legs, like 1,000 legs, and they're hairy. Oh my god, I get those things all the time. I hate them. Like anyone would agree that subject of this poem is an ignorant jerk. Do you know what people like that? Do you know people like that? Of course, it's about how everyone thinks that doesn't matter. It can be about anything. I wrote it to be easy to relate to. Everyone has some kind of weird hobby or guilty pleasure. Something you're afraid of if people find out, they make fun of you or think less of you. But that just makes people stupid. Who cares what someone likes as long as they're not hurting anyone and it makes them happy? I think people really need to learn to respect others for liking weird things. Huh? That's funny. You wrote about something similar today. Huh? Did you say Yuri? Yeah. She said her poem was about unusual hobbies of hers. I didn't really get it, but she said something similar to you. Yeah, the spiders in Australia. I've seen them. I've looked up pictures. And they do not look pleasant. Like, I would not be happy waking up with one of those on my face, body, near me. No, I can't do it. I'd love to visit Australia. Just, probably not the outback. That people shouldn't make each other feel insecure about those weird hobbies. Not that there's anything wrong with them. Mm, it's not like I would judge her or anything. Nasuki has trouble finding words. I guess I should try not to be so mean to her. If she feels insecure about her weird behaviors and stuff. I mean, I always hate people who make me feel insecure. And Jerry made me feel insecure yesterday. But the way you put it sounds like she's learned her lesson. Well, I would say so. Even if her says a good message to take away. Like, conveying emotions is important, but I want to make people think, not just feel. Remember that. I'm gonna write a good one for tomorrow too, so look forward to it. Alright. Yeah, like, I definitely think it's leaning this way, but who knows? It's a toss up. We'll see where this goes. I like this one, Hey Moosey. There's some nice feelings in it. Ah, I'm glad. Still, though, your tone makes it sound like you liked yesterday's poem better. I guess you caught me. Sometimes you know me a little too well for my own good. Well, don't just try to be nice about it. If I'm doing a bad job, then I'd rather hear it. No, no. I still like this one, I promise. You know I wouldn't lie to you, Hey Lucy. Never, ever. Yeah, I guess so. What made yesterday's poem so great compared to this one, then? Well, I'm not very good at figuring out if poems are good or bad, but that's why I just go by my heart. If it makes me feel things, then it must be a good poem. I'm not sure if that's exactly how it works. Then again, I'm conveying feelings that is a pretty important part of this whole thing. Yeah, maybe. Honestly, I don't even know what kind of writing you like in the first place. Yeah, me neither. Ugh. Why don't you at least try giving it some thought? You want me to write? You want to write something for me? That's so sweet. Yeah, right. But you're always thinking about other people. You need to think about yourself for once in a while. If you don't, you might end up getting hurt at some point. Uh, well, I don't really know what you mean, but I'll try to keep it in mind. Well, whatever. Anyway, let's see. I guess I like happy poems. Wait, sometimes sad poems too. Sometimes a little bit of both. There's a word for that, right? That's the word I'm looking for. Bittersweet. Yeah. I like things that are happy and things that are sad. Happy and sad. I can't see you liking something sad, Sayori. Well, I like happy the most. But sometimes when you have a little rain cloud in your head, a sad poem can help give the rain cloud a little hug. And make a nice happy rainbow. Sorry, that's unexpectedly poetic. It is? Maybe I'm getting better at expressing my feelings after all. Thanks, Hey Moosey. I should go write that down, man. You can read my poem now, okay? Ooh. Bottles. I pop off my scallop like the lid of a cookie jar. It's a secret place where I keep all my dreams. Little balls of sunshine all rubbing together like a bundle of kittens. I reach inside with my thumb and forefinger and pluck one out. It's warm and tingly, but there's no time to waste. I put it in the bottle to keep it safe, and I put the bottle on the shelf with all the other bottles. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts in bottles all in a row. My collection makes me a lot of friends. Each bottle has a starlight to make amends. Sometimes my friend feels a certain way. Down comes a bottle to save the day. Night after night, more dreams. Friend after friend, more bottles. Deeper and deeper my fingers go, like exploring a dark cave, discovering the secrets hiding in the nooks and crannies. Digging and digging, scraping and scraping. I blow off my bottle's caps. It doesn't feel like time elapsed. My empty shelf could use some more. My friends look through my locked front door. Finally all done, I open up and come in my I open up and in come my friends. Okay, I almost read that like so wrong. And they come in such a hurry. Do they want my bottles that much? I frantically pull them from the shelf one after the other, holding them out to each and every friend, each and every bottle. But every time I let it go, it shatters against the tile between my feet. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts, and shards all over the floor. They were supposed to be my friends who aren't smiling. They're all shouting and pleading something, but all I hear is echo, 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 echo inside my head. Holy crap. Sorry, did you really write this? Of course I did. Didn't I tell you yesterday I was gonna write the best poem ever? Yeah, but I mean, I didn't expect something like this coming from you. Monica taught me a whole lot, and I've been really in touch with my feelings recently. I see that. It's almost kind of creepy. Creepy? Well, not exactly. Maybe because I'm so used to you being cheerful? Well, never mind. I'm thinking too hard about it. The point is, it came out good, so you should be proud of it. Aw, thanks. I feel like I was meant to express myself this way. Even it helps me understand my own feelings a little bit better. Writing this is like magic. You've gotten pretty passionate about this, huh? I hope you keep it up. Yeah. Writing's the best. I'm gonna keep writing until I die. Don't get ahead of yourself. Sarah's always had a habit of getting obsessed with something before dropping it no more than a week later. I wonder if this is one of those times. But seeing the passion in her eyes makes it hard for me to be pessimistic. Alright, Monica's last. Hi again, Himusi. How's the writing going? Alright, I guess I'll take that. As long as it's not going to be bad. I'm happy that you're applying yourself. Maybe soon you'll come up with a masterpiece. I wouldn't count on that. You never know. I want to share what you wrote for today. Sure, here you go. Give my poem to Monica. Alright. Great job, hey Lucy. I was going, ooh, in my head while reading it. It was really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for you to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it's always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sori, who likes using simple and direct words to describe her happiness and sadness, Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meanings out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feeling, or letting them deeply analyze all the nuisances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. But anyway, you want to read my poem now? I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too. Alright, let's take a look. Save me. The colors, they won't stop. Bright, beautiful colors. Flashing, expanding, piercing. Red, green, blue. An endless cacophony of meaningless noises. The noise, it won't stop. Violence, grating, waveforms. Squeaking, screeching, piercing. Sine, cosine, tangent, like playing a chalkboard on a turntable, like playing a viol on a pizza crust. An endless poem of meaningless. Load me. It's even more abstract than your last one. I guess it's just the way I write. I'm sorry if you don't like it. No, I never said that. It's just a kind of thing I've never really seen before, I guess. I kind of like playing with my space on the paper. Choosing where and how to space your words can totally change the mood of a poem. It's almost like magic. The way I wrote the lines really short makes it feel like they're trying to speak over the noise. I see. It's still hard for me to tell what it's all about, though. Sometimes asking when a poem is about isn't the right question. A poem can be abstract and as a physical expression of feelings, or conversation with the reader. So putting it that way, not every poem is about something. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes you find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. Like, now? Return. You never know when you might change your mind. Or when something unexpected may happen. Wait, is this tip even about writing? What am I even talking about? That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Okay, everyone. We're all done reading each other's poems, right? I have something extra planned for today, so if everyone could come and sit at the front of the room. Is this about the festival? Well, sorta. Ugh, do we really have to do something for the festival? It's not like we can put together anything good in just a few days. We'll just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members. That's a concern of mine as well. I don't really want to do this with last minute preparations. Don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? We won't need much more than a few decorations. Sori has been working on posters. I've designed some pamphlets we can give out during the event. Okay, that's great and all, but that doesn't tell us what we're actually going to be doing for the event. Sorry, I thought you heard about it already. We're going to be performing. Performing? Monica? Yeah, we're going to be having a poetry performance. Each of us are going to choose a poem to recite during the event. But the cool part is we're also going to let anyone else come up and recite poems too. Sori's putting it on all the posters in case anyone wants to prepare ahead of time. Sori, who's been coloring a poster, holds it up for us to see. Are you kidding me, Monica? You didn't. You didn't already start putting those posters up, did you? Oh, well, I did. Do you really think it's that bad of an idea? Well, no. It's not a bad idea, but I didn't sign up for this, you know. There's no way I'm going to be performing in front of a group of people like that. I agree with Natsuki. I could never in my life do something like that. Imagining it. Yuri shakes her head in fear. Guys. No, sorry. I understand where you're coming from. Remember, Natsuki and Yuri have never shared their poems with anyone until just a couple of days ago. It's a lot for them to ask to recite their poems aloud to the whole full room of people. I guess I kind of overlooked that. So I'm sorry. But I still think we should give it our best. We're the only ones responsible for the fate of this club. If we start the event and each put on a good performance, then it will inspire others to do the same. And the more people who perform, the better we'll be able to show everyone what literature is all about. Yeah! It's about expressing your feelings, being intimate with yourself, finding new horizons, and having fun. That's right! And it's those reasons we're all in this club today. Don't you want to share that with others? To inspire them to find the same feelings that brought you here in the first place? You know you do. I know we all do. And if all it takes is standing in front of the room for 2 minutes and reciting a poem, then I know you can do it. Natsuki and Yuri remain silent. Sori looks worried. I guess that leaves me no choice. I agree. I don't think it's too much to ask. I think that Sori and Monica have been trying really hard to get new members. The least we can do is help them out a little bit. Well, maybe, but it looks like Natsuki doesn't have any arguments left. Okay, fine. I guess I'll just have to get it over with. Alright! Phew. Thanks, Natsuki. What about you, Yuri? Yuri dejectedly glances around at everyone else's expectant faces. I guess I don't really have a choice. Aha! Yeah, that's everyone. You're the best, Yuri. This club is seriously going to be the death of me. Oh gosh. You'll be fine, Yuri. But anyway, let's move to the main event. I want each of you to choose a poem of yours. We're going to practice reciting them in front of each other. No way. Monica? This is too sudden. Well, if you can't recite your poem in front of the club, how do you expect to do it in front of strangers? Oh no. Don't worry. I'll start it off to help everyone feel a little more comfortable. Can I go next? Uh-huh. Of course. Now let's see. Monica flips her notebook to the specific poem she has in mind for herself. She then stands behind the podium. The title of this poem is The Way They Fly. Ahem. Monica begins reciting her poem. Her clear, confident voice fills the room. More than that, her inflection is pristine. She knows exactly how to apply emotion behind each line she recites, bringing the words to life. Is this something she's done before, or is simply a natural? I glance around me. Everyone has their eyes on Monica. Sari looks amazed. Yuri has an intense expression on her face that I don't understand. Finally, Monica finishes the recitation. The four of us applaud. Monica takes a breath and smiles. That was good. So good, Monica. Thank you very much. I was just hoping to set a good example. Are you ready to go next, Sori? I'll go next. Yo, what? Yuri's fired up all of a sudden? Yuri clutches a sheet of paper between her hands and stands up. Keeping her head down, she walks quickly over to the podium. This poem is called Yuri Anxiously Glances at Each of Us. You can do it, Yuri. It's called Aftermage of a Crimson Eye. Yuri's voice shakes as she starts to read the poem. Just a moment ago, she practically refused to do this. Why is she suddenly putting so much effort? As Yuri gets past the first couple lines, her voice changes. It's almost like what happens when Yuri gets absorbed into her books. Her quibbling words transform into sharp syllables of fierce and confident woman. The poem is full of twists and turns, and in its structure that she enunciates with perfect timing. This must be a rare glimpse into the whirling fire Yuri keeps concealed inside her head. Suddenly, she's finished. Everyone is stunned. Yuri snaps back into reality and glances around her as if she's bewildered even herself. It's up to me to save the situation. I'm the first to start applauding. Everyone joins me afterwards, and we give Yuri the recognition she deserves. It's not that we didn't want to applaud for her, but we were so caught off guard we must have forgotten. As we applaud, Yuri holds up the poem to her chest and rushes back into her seat. Yuri, that was really good. Thank you for sharing. Looks like Yuri is down for the count. Okay. I guess I'm next then. Suri hops out of the chair and cheerfully walks to the podium. This one's called My Meadow. Uh-huh. Sorry, I giggled. Suri. It's a lot harder than I thought. How did you guys do it so easily? Try not to think of it like you're reciting it to other people. Imagine you're reciting it to yourself, like in front of a mirror or in your own head. It's your poem, so it'll come out best that way. I see. Okay then. Suri begins her poem. Somehow it feels like her soft voice was made as a perfect match. The poem isn't aimlessly cheery like Suri is. It's serene and bittersweet. If I were to read this paper, I probably wouldn't think much of it. But I hear it coming from Suri's voice almost gives it a whole new meaning. Maybe this is what Suri meant when she said she likes my poems. It's like I get to reach more deeply into someone I thought I knew through and through. Suri finishes and we applaud. I did it! Good job, Suri. Even Hey Moosey liked it. I guess that's a good sign. What does it even mean? It came out nicely, Suri. The atmosphere of the poem fits you really nicely. But it might be that other poems wouldn't work quite as well with that kind of delivery. I don't really understand. In other words, I've seen poems of yours where that sort of gentle delivery wouldn't work as well. There might need to be a little more force behind them, depending on what you're reading. Oh, I know what you mean. Well, I've been practicing that kind of thing. It's just embarrassing to do it in front of everyone. The next time I'm going to make you pick a poem that challenges you a little bit more. We don't have much time before the festival, you know? Okay. Now who's next? Nasuki? Don't make me go before Himusi. It's not like I can compare to you guys anyways.